Hey everybody, voice me back. I'm going to go ahead and start reading my book, White Trash Legend. I hope you guys enjoy just reading the forward that he wrote, also the introduction that Cuzzo wrote, and how it works. I wrote, obviously, not the how it works from the Onyx Anonymous movie, and basic things. Okay, so there we go. We'll start reading chapter 1 and we'll read chapter 2. And next week, yeah. Chapter 1, White Trash Legend. Lord, thank you for my friends, my enemies I see coming, my friends I know. They are always been wishing for me. When I was with my brother, someone close to me being a key part of my capture. Calling in friends at the stretch they can back me. I don't sit in command of resentment any longer. I want to live life in the best advantage of resentment, anger, and disappointment. Making me bitter and caring. Those things are not my natural state of being. I'm a very joyous and passionate person. Who may not get that as a first impression. However, after being continued, I find the old saying is true. I have a good friend that told me about the year into our friendship. The first time he saw me, he received me as his cocky arrogant asshole from the way that I walked on mannerisms. I laughed and told him that I was glad not to have fed into that role as an arrogant asshole. I think my confidence sometimes is seen as arrogance. Truth be told, I can be a little cocky, and I'm cool with that because it's me. And when I'm in a state of depression or desperation, I feel far from confident. I have real friends today, and I'm a real friend to those people that I consider family. I have the family I was born with and the one that I chose. I'm a firm believer that what you put out into the world is what comes back to you. So the friends I used to have that I needed God to protect me from were the fruits of the seeds that I'd sown. In some cases, vegetables or poison ivy. I have done some things I am not proud of, which gives me anxiety in writing my tale that is about to unfold for you. I hope I can convey the true essence of who I truly am. Cocky, yes, guilty as charged. I titled my book White Trash Legend for Christ's sakes, so the cockiness is acknowledged from Jump Street. However, I do have humility, and I have so much gratitude. I am also kind and considerate and genuinely care about the happiness and well-being of others. I'm not sure of the message I want to convey in this book or even have a message to begin with. I want to examine my life and I want to share it with the world. My life is precious to me and I thank God each morning for giving me another day, and I tell God that I will rejoice and be glad. Today I do just that. I start my day full of hope and excitement of the possibilities that lay ahead. That is my present. And most of what you will read in these pages will be my past. That version of me became very different from the one writing this. I compromised my code. Even if I never voiced this code or acknowledged its existence, it was tattooed on my soul at conception. When I live contrary to my code, suffering is a result, not only for me, but others close to me. Anyone misfortunate enough to come into my gravitational pull. It may seem to some that I am glorifying crime, debauchery, and drug use. At times it certainly felt glorious and exciting. That's a fact, and I won't deny it. I'm giving you the raw, uncut dope. I am not that guy that says my worst day sober is better than my best day getting high. That coming from me would be a bold-faced lie, because I had some really fucking good times getting high and breaking the law. I've also had some pretty fucking disastrous days sober I never want to relive. I'm not a born-again believer in the system we have, in its morals. I don't have an issue with anyone using drugs. I would caution, however, to stay mindful and weigh the risks involved. It is when drugs or something like it replace something we are gifted with and has always been a part of our soul, or something bestowed upon us by others as a precious gift, then it becomes something harmful spiritually. That is where the core damage occurs, in the spirit. Some drugs are very dangerous for sure, and there is a high risk of overdose. Also, buying drugs can be dangerous in itself. Let's face it, Mr. Rogers isn't selling drugs in his neighborhood and welcoming you in. However, I believe they can be used by some as a way to experience life from a whole different perspective and have perceptions we never would have normally. Not everyone is suited for using drugs or anything that has the possibility of becoming addictive. If already obsessive, good chance that will carry over into other areas. The drugs themselves are not the real problem. It is me that is the problem. Or maybe it's you, but that is something you got to decide for yourself. I wish we didn't live in a world where it gets to the point where sticking a needle in your arm full of drugs that you have no idea how they were made, bought from a person you don't know, seems like a good idea. We as a human race are hurting tremendously in spirit, in search for healing outside of that spirit. I spent the majority of my life searching in the wrong places. I made a good amount of mistakes along the way. I did, however, have quite an adventure. I am blessed to still have my sense of wonder and adventure. It is dimmed at times, but today it is as vibrant as it was when I was a child, yet to experience the world. I want to take you, my readers, into the legend of my life and let you draw your own conclusions. I want to give people reading this a glimpse into what prison is like and how twisted it is in the effects of crime and punishment in America. Was justice served? Did the sentences imposed benefit the victim or me, the offender? How about society? Were they in any way benefited? I want to entertain and be authentic at the same time. I want to show the irony that is so prevalent within our society, as well as the racial and economic disparities in the justice system. There is so much to be considered in how I present this endeavor that is very daunting and difficult. There is part of me, the selfish part, whispering, fuck it, just toss this spiritual journey aside and be content driving a forklift. My soul, on the other hand, wants to persevere and let the words come out. Truth be told, I need to tap this vein, let the metaphoric blood flow as a cleansing. This is me facing the past, owning it and conquering my demons once and for all. Spiritual warfare. This is not a book on a particular subject matter. If anything, my life does not boil down to one simple subject. I can no longer let things that are cancerous to my soul fester and eat away at the good left in me. Exposing it to the light is the weapon that will free me from its grip. You, my dear reader, will be my compatriot in the battle to come. This is my story, and it is absolute and complete in its authenticity. Genuinely written from the heart. We are all heroes of our own story and legends in our own mind. When a leader conquers and subjugates the people, he is called king. Through wealth, men can control industry and property. They become lords. A soldier turns the tide of war and is called a hero. Songs and sonnets are written about these men. They are written about in our history books. Not many men of mention have clean hands. There are others, however, that live by their own code, their own way, on their own terms, and gain loyalty and love, not by fear or by station and title and wealth. These men gain it through charisma, strength, and character. Their stories are street stories, told from bar stools, in the parking lots of 12-step meetings, passed down from prison cell to prison cell, or from father to son as they wrench on a chopper. These men we call legend, and it is hard for all of us to keep our hands clean. That's it for chapter 1. And we'll be back here again with chapter 2. Thank you